Hello. Hello. Oh. Can I hear myself there? Hmm. Hello. 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 Yeah. Hello. Good afternoon. Yeah, it's afternoon right here in Nigeria. So I would say good afternoon. Well, it can be morning over there. So good morning to you. Good night or good evening, as the case may be. So a warm welcome to each and every one of you for uh, joining us, joining me in this live broadcast. So I appreciate. You're welcome. And my name is Zik Ukam. Zik Ukam. Once again, to have your attention. So I think last week I was not able to come up live because I was not feeling too well. So because of that, I skipped my broadcast. However, then today I am grateful that I am able to host this live broadcast. This is the 11th of the 11 live broadcast, so I'm super happy. Yeah, that's the truth. Now, I'm really concerned about when I hear a lot of folks, a lot of guys, complaining that they have a lot of TBC in they have a lot of these coins and the kringles. Some are kringles millionaires, some have TBC billionaires. So whatever capacity it is, but these guys are just complaining that they cannot actually, turn their TBC to cash. So with that, despite all the trainings that are offered, that I think that Randy Wilson is doing a lot of work during the send button meetings to bring a lot of information to everyone in the community. Still, we still have a lot of guys who are still complaining that wow, they can't get ends meet. They can't get anything. I was surprised when I heard some guys that said that since they had their TBC and for a year plus now, some said over a year, they have not been able to exchange their TBC for either cash or for any commodity or goods and services. In fact, they have not benefited from their TBC. So I was like, wow, how can that be? Despite all the information that are happening. So when I tried to probe it into, there were some issues that were brought, some not even understanding how to go about it and the rest. So you see, this is some of the issues that I realized they have problems with enjoying their cash flow. So a lot of guys really have this problem as well. However, I also see that one of the issues or the reason why they are suffering or they cannot enjoy any cash flow in their TBC business is that they are not able to educate the public of of the opportunity they have at hand. They cannot tell the public or let the public know the benefit of TBC. So in events where they lack the education, where they lack the understanding of how TBC works, hence they cannot impact valuable knowledge or values to people. So at the end of it all, they cannot exchange their TBC for whatever businesses or whatever services or neither could they even do this as an exchange it for cash, right? Because they do not know that they should educate people about TBC. Even when they know that they should educate people about TBC, they do not know how to go about it. Understand? Some even raise this concern. How do I even who do I talk to? Who, who do I tell? I think that's also a major problem for some persons. If someone can really who to inform about TBC, the opportunity in TBC, who to actually pass the information to, who should benefit from TBC, and why they should be informed about TBC. I mean, if you do not know this, if you are among the individuals that do not just know this, that is, let me take it again. If you do not know who would benefit from TBC, who you should get involved in TBC, who should have the education in TBC, who should even have the free kringles. So if you do not know who to pass the free kringles to, then there is a big problem. In fact, today's presentation, today's broadcast, what I am about to do today concerns you more. All right, you really need to pay more than the usual attention to my presentation today. All right, yes, because the theme for my today is how to find prospects. How to find prospects. People don't really understand this, that getting prospects is it requires skills. It is something that you must learn how to do it. Okay, in fact, a lot of guys who succeed in business do this skill of being able to present what they have to people. Come to think of any business you may have, you may think that maybe Bill Gates or some of the richest men in the world don't need, they don't pass through these stages. Of course they do. They do. They pass through a lot of stages in life that they need to one-on-one discuss their business proposal with people, with individuals. They believe that can come in as a partner in their business, can join their business to help it progress. It's part of it. You need people in whatever business you are doing. So because you need these people, you have to sum up courage. You have to learn the skill. In addition to the courage, you have to also learn the skill to know how to go about getting the people you need. Okay. So in today's presentation, we will be focusing on how you can do just that. Okay, how you can do just that. It is very important you learn this skill and you master it, and then be able to go about doing it effectively. So, like I said earlier, uh, for you to get quality people requires skill. Okay, it requires skill, because if you do not have the people that you should educate, that you should pass information about TBC to, all right, then you are not starting anyway. Okay, you won't be in a business. There's no how you're gonna enjoy cash flow. That is the truth. That's the truth for now. Or until you're going to when TBC go mainstream, and we have over a billion people in or a billion people in the community, then TBC become liquid. You can now start enjoying by then. So you can just sit back and wait till then. But if you cannot sit and wait till that time, I think it's very important for you to learn the skills we're about presenting today. All right. Now, one of the things I would like to say is that whatever you are doing, be serious with it. If you are getting into any business, try as much as you can to be serious with your business. Let your business become real to you. Okay, make it real to you, because your business is just the way you see it. If you see it negatively, it will be negative. Okay, if you see it positively, it definitely it will bring a lot of positivity inside it. It's in the right light. Be professional in your TBC business. Don't just handle it casually. Okay, just go about your TBC business professionally, and Being a professional requires that you have certain skills in your business. Now, let's take for example, if you want to master the art of prospecting, I think one of the fundamentals is just to learn this skill that this man, Harvard McKay, Harvard, yes, McKay did. This man is the one that the author of the book, How to Swim with the Sharks Without Being Eaten Alive. How to Swim with the Sharks Without Being Eaten Alive. See, this man, the father actually taught him something wonderful when he was young. What is that? The father told him, uh, son, what if there is something you must do in this life and in order for you to succeed? Is this learn from this early age? That was, I think he said, at the age of 18 that his father told him this. He said, from this early age, learn as much as you can, to get in contact with people. And when you have such contact with people, keep these people, keep as in keep the contact. As you get in contact with people, get their contacts, find a creative way to get in touch with these people. So in as much as he gets in contact with people, every person that get in contact with, he will not forget this individual. He will find a creative way to keep in touch with that person. In other words, to sustain that relationship. So at the end of it all, this man said that for over 50, 60 years, he has practiced this. And the result is that he was able to have over 12,000 people in his list, in his contact list. I mean, real people, not social media friends, real people, over 12,000 people. Now, what helped him to achieve this? He listened to the father, and that techniques work. He found a creative way to get in contact or to get in touch with every person's he has had contact with throughout his life. So that gave him a list of 12,000 people, over 12,000 people in his lifetime. So if we had to ask you now, how many persons do you have in your contacts? What would you say? Would you have up to 100? Would you say you have up to 1,000? Okay. What would be your number? So it's a food for thought for you. So the truth is that you can actually emulate this man. You can try as much as you can to grow your list this way. So for you to be able to be able to do your business professionally and have a good number of lists that you can build TBC business around with, we need to follow. I think I have 4 steps here that I'm going to list out here, that if you follow it, it will help you to succeed in your TBC business. Okay, we're going to follow 4 simple steps. I use the word simple. 4 simple steps. That is all you need to be able to grow a list of persons that you will be able to educate, or let me say that you will be able to now have to discuss TBC business with, educate them about TBC. So in order to grow this list, let us take the first step. Step number 1 is this: make a list. It's as simple as that. Remember, I said it is 4 simple steps. Step number 1 is make a list. Okay, make a list. Step number 1: make a list. You have to make a comprehensive list. What that is, for example, pick up your phone, okay, and then look through your contacts. Pick a paper, maybe a notebook or a notepad or whatever you have. You need to write out your contacts. Okay, you need to write out the names of the people you would like to contact. It's very important to write this thing out. Okay, when you write this thing, with this list out, the one from your phone, all the contact, write them out. Okay, now when you are through, now think of other people that you know that are not in your phone list. Okay, just sit back, write each and every one of them in this note. You're probably going to have a good number of this. Even if the people you have in your phone contacts, are actually small. Maybe you just bought your phone newly. You hardly had the numbers of individual. Maybe let's say you lost your phone some times ago, so you are left with just few contacts. Doesn't matter. Okay, doesn't matter. First of all, just write this. Take the time to write out this individual, just their name, possibly their phone number. Just write it down. Okay, put the names of this individual. When you are through, now sit back and also think again. Who else do you know? Okay, who else do you know that whose name or whose contact information is not in your phone? Okay, put those names same, add up to your list. So what I'm trying to say is that, are there people you believe that, oh, this is a good person I can I can prospect? Okay, if you remember somebody like that, put the name on the list. Do you also remember someone you believe, oh, is a bad person? This person, let me not use the word bad. Is someone that I cannot prospect. I don't believe I can prospect this kind of person. Please, just believe that you are doing me this favor. Put his or her name on the list. Put a name right there. Okay. There's another thing too. Is this kind of person negative? You just remember someone, is just a negative person. He's always, being negative about things, that. Well, put his or her name down. Okay, put it down in the list. Oh, he's such an enthusiastic person, he's very positive, whatever. Just put the name down. Okay, that's another thing. Put the name down. Oh, this individual, I hate him so much, I hate him with passion. Put the name down in the list. Okay, we're trying to build a list, don't forget. Put the name down. We're not saying you're going to talk to all these individuals at once. You're going to go for all of each and every one of them. You're going to do this now, but just do this now. Remember, we are learning how to build a list of individuals that we can thereafter present TBC education to them. All right. So at this point, it doesn't matter who they are. Okay, you hate him, you hate her. Put the name in. Okay, you love her so much. Your sweetest, your dearest. Put the name in the list. Okay, now this individual is your best friend. Okay, put the name in the list. Oh, it's your cousin, right? The name should go to the list. The person is your niece, put the name in the list. Your nephew, the name should go to the list. Your aunt, the name should go to the list. Your uncle, maternal, paternal uncle, the name should go to the list. The same thing with your aunt. So just think of this individual that you know, the relationship you know. It's just an acquaintance, you put the name in the list. It's a co-worker, put the name in the list. Oh, it's part of your organization, a club you belong to, put the name in the list. Just build this list, make it as long as possible. That is what you can do for me now. Okay? So this is very important if you want to be successful in your TBC business. First of all, like we said, follow this step. Step number one, build a list. Okay? Build a list. That is very, very important for you. Okay? Put those names in the list. Like I said, make a list, a comprehensive list. Whatever circumstances the person may be, you love, you hurt, or whatever. I'm just retreating those things. Make sure their names gets to the list, and probably you'll be able to have a very huge list. Okay, a long list. Because come to think of it, if you were to have a party like some folks do have a birthday party, they will be able to invite a couple of friends. Sometimes they may get into 100 friends. Some do like child dedication, some do a lot of stuff like that, a lot of parties they do, ceremonies, or maybe their wedding ceremonies. They will be able to have like more than 100 friends, okay, that will come around for that occasion. Now you are going to do a business that should be able to change your life, okay, a business that will change your future. Okay, so you should be able to have more friends, because even them will be interested to change their lives. So that is the more reason you put all their names right down. Put it down. Don't be afraid. That is just how it is. So that's step number one. Make a list. Now let's move to step number two. Step number 2 is this. We are still on the list, remember? We are still talking about how to find prospects, okay? How to find people whom we should present TBC education to them. So number 1 was make a list. Number 2 now is who do they know? As in, who do those people in the list you've already made, the names you already have, who does this individual, or who do this individual really know, or do they know? Who do they know? I don't know where to get my point. The people in the list you already created, okay? Who do they also know? That is step 2. That is step 2. The truth is this: as long as you know them, maybe you become their friend, their relatives, there are people they know that you might also know as well. Okay? So now it's now time for you to follow step 2, which is to now think of those whom they know. So as you remember each of them, for example, number 1 in the list, who does he know that you also know? So if he knows 5 persons, and probably you know some of those 5, now add up to the list. Okay. Pick number 2, who does he know? Okay. Do you know some of the persons he knows? Put it on the list. Like that, you are enlarging the list. Okay. This is how your list can grow more and more. Okay. Ensure that you continue to expand the list. All right. That is what you should do now. By looking at who they know, you will definitely remember 1 or 2 persons that they know. That will add up to your list. Just take, for example, if you know at least one person for the list of maybe 500 people you already have, that will give you another 500 people in addition. So your list become 1,000. That's the way to grow your list. Okay. So who do they know? Make sure you put those people that they know, whom you also know, in your list. That is step 2. Now, step 3 is this: develop an active list. Develop an active list. What do I mean? I'm talking about a list that is continually being expanded. So in step 3, we're telling you this: keep expanding your list. Okay. When you go out for your day-to-day business, okay, who do you meet? Remember what we mentioned earlier about that man, the writer of that book, how to swim in with the sharks without being eaten alive. Harvard, McKay. Remember that the tactics he used, the strategy, the skill he used that earned him over 12,000 persons as friends, okay, was that each day as he meets people, he find a creative way to get in touch with them, okay, so that he never lost anybody that he met in his life. So it is now time for you to implement that in step 3. So each person you now meet, okay, maybe you're now out for business. Okay, let's take that you're out for business now. So as you go out for business, you just made a new client, you just meet somebody new. It is an official work where you're working right now. Okay, you meet new persons. Okay, there's time for you to add that new person to your list. Maybe the primary purpose of meeting that individual was for your office work. Okay, no. Now you have TBC that someone you like to prospect. Do you think that if the person were to have an opportunity to know about cryptocurrency such as TBC, that he would not be interested? Even if he would not be interested, put him in the list. It's part of your list. Okay, put him in your list because he might not be interested now, but later he might be interested. Okay, so put him in your list. That's how to build a list. So that, remember, step 3 is develop an active list. So at this point, we're saying on your day-to-day businesses, on your day-to-day activities, do what? Continue to grow that list. Continue to grow that list. As you meet people, grow the list. Okay. Don't just allow the list become dormant. So, okay, I have applied step 1, which is to make a list of friends. I have done that. I have also look at who they know. I have done that. So I have really been able to have like 500% in my list, or maybe 100% in my list. So that is okay for me. That is okay. No, don't work that way. The more persons you have in your contact, in your list, okay, the more confident you are, you will become, okay, of your business, becoming successful in your business, because you know that you have a whole list of persons that are lying up there waiting to get TBC. So you would not be running out of any people to discuss TBC with at any point in time. So just have that in the back of the mind. That is the reason why you must always on a day-to-day routine, increase that list. That is step 3. Apply this skill. Step 3. Don't fail it. Now, step 4. Step 4. This is very beautiful point. Remember what I said earlier, that the 4 steps that we're going to discuss are pretty simple. They are simple 4 steps. Okay. So step 4 now is network with a purpose. Network with a purpose. When we mention network or networking, people normally, is associated with normally network marketing. Okay. We know that TBC is not a network marketing, business. Well, when we mention networking, we know what we're talking about our social activities. We're talking about, networking naturally has to do with the connectivity you have with people. Okay, you interact with people daily. You join clubs. You do this. These are networking. Okay, so now we're saying network with a purpose. Okay, if you want to succeed, if you want to have a good list, network with a purpose. So don't just stay put one place. We have TBC community. Okay, you become active, even though you're not there to prospect TBCians, but it's going to give you, a group of persons that you are going to get information from. Okay, so network with a purpose, interact with them for the purpose of learning. Okay, that is for the TBC community. Now, you can join other groups, for example, there are clubs around. You can decide to, is it a all stars for like football lovers? You have like all stars where they go and jog, train. You can see, you can join them, active with them, but the sole purpose is that you are getting there to get those number of persons, okay, become part of your list. It's a very nice thing. You have to network on purpose, okay. People go to their religious places. There's others that make good use of that place. When they have business, they get down there and they discuss with it. They present the opportunities they have there. So even when you are in that religious cycle, you have to do it with a purpose. That way, be able to have more persons that would join your life from the religious organization. Are there other social, clubs that you can join? Do that with the purpose of, getting those members as your friends. That way, they join their friends' life. That way, you have more persons to discuss business with. Okay. Now, just think about that. Are there other, even if you have not been doing, volunteer for some things? They say they need volunteers. Volunteer, you have group of persons. Volunteer to travel. Volunteer to represent the group. That way, when you become that active in so many groups, people may likely see you as a leader. People may like see you as a successful person. They see you a lot of things. They will see some fine qualities from you. So the essence is also that that you have TBC that these individuals really need. So the day you want to discuss it with them, they'll be willing to listen to you because they have seen some fine qualities from you. That alone would lure them, make it us freely with this individual. So you see my point. It is possible to actually have people to discuss with if you follow the steps I've given so far. Remember, I have listed 4 steps so far. Step 1, make a list, a comprehensive list. Okay, starting from the phone contact you have to other people friends, relatives, acquaintances, colleagues, and the rest. Just make a list of them. That is one. Then 2, I have also mentioned that step 2 is that look at those individuals who they know. Okay, who do they know. If you know who they know, the next thing you do is put their names down. So if you were to know at least one person from each of them, your list would automatically duplicate. Okay, you have the double number. Then number 3 is have an active list, not a dormant list. Make sure that on your day-to-day activities, you keep increasing the list. Okay, as you meet new individuals, new persons in your life, make sure you add them to your list. Don't let their contacts pass you by. So this time around, even when you give complimentary card, you give it out on a purpose because you are willing to get them, to your list. Then number 4, lastly, is network on a purpose. Volunteer, go places, join groups, join associations, join cooperatives, join so many places, and then become active. Volunteer yourself some things. At the end of it all, you see your contacts growing. So we are discussing today how you can have prospects, how you can find prospects to do your TBC business. So I believe that at the end of this presentation, he would never tell anybody in the TBC community that, oh, I don't have anybody to prospect to. You never say anything like that. You would never explain it. Oh, I've not been able to sell my TBC because I don't have anybody, okay, to talk to. Okay, you will have. If you follow these simple 4 steps, practice this skill, you'll have too much people that will keep you busy all around, and you at the end you will enjoy a very, very good cash flow. Now, before we conclude this broadcast, I would like to find out, do you know how to present TBC business to them? After finishing all of this, okay, when you are through with all of these steps, taking these 4 steps, these skills, would you know how you can invite this individual, to learn about TBC? That is what we are going to discuss in our next TBC live broadcast. My next broadcast, I am going to discuss simple tricks and my ideas that can guide you to actually invite the individual. Some of those people you be Philip, they are big face, they are big men. Come on, these are big dude. You can't be able to approach them and talk to them face to face. You'll be able to find some tips that can help you to do that effectively. In fact, at the end of it all, they will be the one to call you. Come and tell me more. No, come and tell me. Come and talk to me. I'd like to know more about this. Just make yourself available. See, that is what's going to happen. All you need to do, keep it there with me. Just subscribe to this channel, and then on our next broadcast, you are going to be there live to be able to, get this information. So remember, my name is Zik Ugam, and I am at this point telling you, subscribe to this channel so that you can get more information on how to do your TBC business and succeed. This time around, we're looking at cash flow system. Today, we just discuss how you can be able to have lists for prospects, how you can be able to have people to discuss a TBC business with them. So next week, we're going to discuss how you be able to, pass the information to them, how you be able to invite them, to get to know TBC. So just keep it there with us. The best thing that is going to help you to be able to remember is subscribe to this channel, click on the notification. That way, you will be able to, be ready. As I go live, you'll be the first one to learn about this. In the meantime, thank you very much for being there. Thank you very much for watching this video. I'm grateful. Whatever you enjoy about the video, feel free to drop your comment below. If you have some issues you need help, please kindly drop the comment below, and I'll be there to answer you. Or you can simply send a mail to me through my email address that is below here, or then we'll be able to talk. Thank you very much, and see you in my next video. Remember the next video? Do you remember? You learn how to invite your prospects to TBC event or TBC to learn about TBC. That is what we're going to discuss. So see you.